You know the city with the most bridges in the entire world? You're right. You guessed right. Hamburg. But that's a vlog for another day. Today we're focusing on Hamburger Dome. If this is something you're interested in, yeah, meet me on the other side.
Where are you going? Stay here. Where are you going?
Me and my people, we go jolly, yo. We the party, yo. We know they send nobody. Cause we get no worries and we get energy. I tell them, they might follow.
If you made it to this side, then you are one of the VIPs on this channel. Before we proceed, let me give you a little background history. The Dome Amusement Park in Hamburg, Germany is one of the largest and oldest fairs in northern Germany, with a history dating back to the 11th century. The fair originated as a medieval market held outside Hamburg's cathedral, called the Dome, in 1329. It was initially a winter shelter for merchants and craftsmen, eventually evolving into a popular event for entertainment and trade. With the Protestant Reformation in the 16th century, the fair was also held at other times. After the demolition of the cathedral, that was in the year 1804 and 1807, the market was held on the Gänsemarkt. The literal translation of that is the Geese Market in 1804, but kept the name Dome. Since 1892, the fair was held at Heiligengeistfeld, literal meaning field of the Holy Spirit. You heard me right. And the name was used for all fairs at this location.
And continue.
Modern day Hamburg Dome takes place 3 times a year. That is, in the spring, summer, and winter, and features thrilling rides, games, and food stalls. Today, it's held at Heiligengeistfeld, a large open space in the St. Pauli district, drawing millions of visitors annually. It is the biggest and the longest fair throughout Germany and attracts approximately 10 million visitors per year. It is also referred to as Volksfest, which means People's Festival. Despite its evolution into a large-scale amusement event, the Hamburger Dome retained its traditional roots with cultural attractions, food specialists, and vibrant festive atmosphere. Come along with me as I show you around the Dome festive hustle and buzzing for the year 2024. It promises to be exciting. The cast and crew are all set for the experience of Hamburger Dome 2024.
Where are you running?
And here there is a little man who is quite scared of crowd. Anytime he sees too much crowd, he wants to run away. So a little introduction of the crew members. Even though one of them, that little man, was not ready to go anywhere further because of too much crowd.
Welcome to Dome 2024. The last time was before Corona.
Yeah, let's go.
2 years ago.
No, it was more than that.
Nice. After Corona.
Anna was still here. Have you forgotten?
No, after Anna, they still came together.
No, really?
Still came.
Okay, yes. You're right.
That was 2 years ago.
So let's see what is new this year. Dome is quite well organized. You have, if I'm not mistaken, about 2, 3, 4 entrances, and it's always in order. People move along a line, and the stalls and shops are well organized, so there is no what do I call it, there's always space for people to move around without trampling on one another. So it is quite well organized. I like going there, or should I say we love going there, because it's always well organized. So here is the first point of call, the carousel car ride for kids. Well, we want to give it a try. Seems Brian is more interested, and at the same time he doesn't want to go. I don't know which one or what he really wants. So eventually the kids decided to take a ride at the carousel. Here is quite cool for kids. They can easily enjoy their ride. I don't know how much we paid for this particular ride, but it was not that expensive. I think for each kid is like €3 or something. I can't really remember. So the two big boys decided to go first, and the little man was not interested. So it's time to move on to the next phase.
There's one that you didn't like, the last one you did. I've forgotten the name. Okay, I think it's here now. They changed it.
I kind of like the way Dome is organized, because there is always enough space for people to walk by from both ends. It depends on, regardless of wherever you are coming from whatever direction. There are many entries that leads into Dome, and you can come in from wherever part of Hamburg. So this is the closest to our own direction. So there are other entry points, I mean, to the Dome Arena. People venture into so many adrenaline rushing games. I don't know, this thing I don't think I want to try it, because I tried to take a ride in something like this, something similar but not this high. Trust me, after the thing started spinning, my eyes were everywhere. It took me 10 minutes to like get myself back at the end of the ride. Since that day I told myself, no way. Here is the car ride. It's always fun, so we decided to do this too. It's always a fun ride. A lot of people do like, they like the experience. So we decided to be part of it. So we need to go. There are quite a lot of many people who want to have the car ride, and we have to queue up. I think the car ride is about for adults, if I'm not mistaken, €5 or something. But because of the fun of it, a whole lot of people always like to take part, as you can see. So we are making our way to make payments to get the chips, because the way it functions is that you pay and you collect the chips. Without the chips, the cars won't function. So here we go. The first set of driver is the queen herself, and who is her partner? I'm yet to locate where they are. Okay, Daddy. You see, one thing with this ride is, thank God that is in a controlled space. Can imagine us having all this kind of inexperienced drivers everywhere. Just imagine. Drivers without driving license. Everybody jamming each other from left to right. Bam, you see. No control. They have the steering, but they still decide to hit one another at will. You can see all of them. Many amateur drivers. Even the queen herself. There you are. You see them? You see, just imagine all these kind of people on the roads. It will have been calamitous. Yes. It will have been really calamitous.
Make you don't know nothing.
So I think that was the end of the first round. Once the round is finished, you insert the next chip. So without the chip, you can't continue. The car won't come out. You see there. Catastrophic drivers everywhere. But it's fun actually. It's really fun. Everybody, I don't understand. Everybody must gather at one point when there are free spaces to use. I don't understand it. No direction, no street orientation. Everybody just drive in circles. People.
God have mercy upon us.
They will not make use of the spaces. This is really fun. You know. And where is the queen? I can't find them. There they are. I think they were able to maneuver the busy traffic and avoid accidents. Interesting. So here we took turns. So it was the turn of the queen of the boys and Daniel. Okay, yes, it's my turn, and so you can see the real drivers, not all of us, but there are some few good drivers here. So I try as much as possible to avoid all those drivers without license. So here we are changing over. It's time for Brainerd and I. The little man is done. So fasten your seat belts. The ride is about to begin. I always try as much as possible to look for free spaces, but it's impossible because of all these terrible drivers. They are unavoidable. Sometimes you cannot avoid them. They just come, hit you, bam. Now you're stuck. You see them? You see? Look at it. Look at me trying to maneuver my way, but no way. They were still hitting me from left to right. Oh my God. You see? I have to mute the sound because of copyright music. So hope you guys understand. It's becoming chaotic now. Yeah, we still find our way out. Look at them. Look at it. See, just look at that. Just imagine driving your car without insurance. That's a serious mistake. So I think this round is finished, and I think that was all. Yeah, it was really fun, I must say. Fun and chaotic, I must say. So it's time to move to the next spot. And I think at this point we were feeling hungry, the kids were hungry. You know how it is when you go out with kids. You have to sort out the hunger issue. So this area is also where the toilet is if you feel pressed and all that, but you have to pay a token. It's not free because a place of this crowd, you know, you can't have the toilets just freely open. So there are people mounted there to keep it clean, and it's quite well organized, I must say. So we decided to take some chips, we call it pommes here in Germany, and some hot dogs with ketchup. Basically, those are the kind of food you see here. That's the typical German food. So we've taken our meal. That's mommy trying to add the ketchup to the chips, potato chips, and yet we try to find a place to sit down so that we can yum. You know how it is. Here is Daniel bent on playing this game. He was hell bent on playing the game, and I just have to oblige him. It was expensive, I think €5 just to play this, and at the end of the day you will win something. So here it is doing its thing. So I think that's what he won, and he needs to pick a gift. So here he is trying to select what he wants actually. I don't know what he picked eventually, but he picked a toy at the end of the day. Now, time to move forward. You can see the hustling and bustling from left to right, people moving from one stall, one kiosk to the other. And here is what do they call it, dancer. Trust me, I can't try this thing. If your eye spins easily, I will not advise this. And one other thing I advise you not to do is try not to eat before doing all this kind of spinning wheels. You will not like yourself at the end of the day. I know what I'm saying. When this thing starts to speed, because it always starts from a slow motion, then everything starts to move fast. That is when you will now discover that, yes, what have I gotten myself into? Oh God, man, I can't try this. I cannot. But you will find most young folks there. Definitely not for older adults like me. No way.
God have mercy upon us.
Well, it's fun to watch. And now it's time to move to the next spot. They call this place Atlantis, whereby there's a group of seats together and you move on the water. So I found it quite fascinating, so wanted to give it a try. We were actually on the queue before we noticed that the seats are actually 4. So that will easily pass 4 people, and we have 5. So eventually we had to let go of it, because it doesn't make sense when we all can't be there at once. So that means only 4 people can sit at a time. So where did we put the last person? So we decided to forgo it. And now this is the horror house. If you are the scared type, I bet you to have somebody beside you, because this thing was scary. I will not reveal what we saw inside, but prepare yourself and fasten your seatbelts, because this thing was really, really scary. I kid you not. I even thought I was that bold. But when we got in, it was not funny. It was a bit expensive. I don't remember how much for adults. I think it's a little bit cheaper for kids. So get ready for some horror time. But unfortunately, guys, you won't be able to see everything that happened in this horror house. So you have to wait until the concluding part of this Hamburger Dome experience next week. Sorry guys, you can't watch all that happened. So fingers crossed, we'll see you by the next video.